Well, debt counselling always sounds quite paradoxical to me because obviously debt counselling is another expense. Um, how do you guys help people get out of debt with that in, taking that into account?
So when our clients contact us, our average client is spending 98% of their net monthly income on debt repayments. So basically all of their income in that month is going towards repaying debt. So they've been borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. They're really heavily on the debt spiral. When they come to us, the first thing we do is pull a credit report. We see how much debt they owe, who they owe it to. We notify those credit providers that client has applied for debt counselling. And then we go through the client's budget, which is, well, the second thing that they've never done before. The first thing they've never done before is seen a credit report and actually seen visually how much debt they have. And the second thing is to actually go through a budget. So we go through 25 line items, going through their monthly expenses, laying everything out in discussions with them, and we work out how much they need to live on. This is obviously, you've got to cut back on luxury items, and you know the gym membership's got to go and everything like that. But these are reasonable living expenses. Our average client needs about 70% of their net monthly income to live on, which means they only have 30% left over to repay their debt. We then take that 30% and we put it through our system, which calculates how we can divide that amongst their credit providers. We've got mandates with all the credit providers and banks in South Africa that we can extend the terms, strip off the fees, and reduce interest rates down to zero if necessary on unsecured debt and secured debt, so home loans and vehicles go down to 7.75%. So by doing that, we can get that 30% of their net monthly income to solve within preferably 60 months. The clients then make one monthly payment into our system and it spits out to all their credit providers every month. So the debt still stays with the credit providers. They take a big discount on the interest rates, and obviously they get less money per month because it's extended over time. So that's how it works. It's a very, we have to hold their hands through the process, certainly initially, and then we like to speak to our clients every 3 months. We've built all sorts of sort of portals that they can go on online at any point and see where their debt is and how it's being reduced and where all their debt repayments are going, along with a lot of animations of how to balance your budget, what's good debt, what's bad debt, how to protect your family through insurance, etc. Going back to your original question of how do we make money, basically under agreement with the credit providers, the client, we get paid the client's first monthly repayment. And then the second month and there onwards, we get paid a trailer fee of 5% of their repayment every month, which then drops to 3% after 24 months. Now, yes, that's money that's coming out from the consumer who's paying us, but it's only what they can afford and it's within the budget. So effectively, the trailer fees are paid for by the credit providers because they give a further interest rate discount to cover that. And the upfront fee is effectively cash flowed by the credit providers. So instead of paying from month 1 to month 60, they pay from month 2 to month 60. So it's a very effective mechanism that the consumers only pay what they can afford. And really, you know, very thankful to the credit providers and the national credit regulator for putting the fee structure in place because it's a regulated and heavily regulated industry.
Okay, so nothing to lose by going for debt counselling. How damaging are, they've become very popular in South Africa or around the world, are these micro lenders? How damaging is that to the sort of process of getting out of debt?
Yeah, you know, I'm not a sort of anti-debt evangelist. Like, everybody needs debt at certain points in their lives. Obviously, I'd prefer it was good debt, as we discussed. But you need options. And the one thing that payday loan providers do provide is options. And so if you do, let's say your daughter goes into hospital and you need to find 4,000 Rand quickly to pay the fees, you can go online and you can get a payday lender to give you that money almost immediately, within minutes. And that's a great option. And then you've got to pay it back at the end of next month when your salary gets paid in. Everything's fine.
With hefty interest.
With hefty interest and fees or whatever.
Yeah.
But the point is you get that money quickly.
Yeah.
And the major point is you have to then pay it off at the end of the month and do not go back to it again. My problem with payday loans is when consumers repeatedly go through that cycle and they repeatedly taking out payday loans throughout the year, because then you're effectively just giving away your salary, paying it to interest and fees.
Yeah.
So used responsibly, it provides people with options. Used irresponsibly, and it's tragic.